As a global administrator in Office 365, you're going to need the ability to add and create users in the environment. There's lots of different ways that we can do that. We can do that in the portal. We can do that through PowerShell. We may do that through directory synchronization. Right now, I want to focus on how you would add users in the portal environment. Let's go take a look. We're here in the Office 365 Global Admin Portal. I'm going to go down and click on Users. When I click on Users, you'll notice I have active users, contacts, deleted users. For now, let's focus on our active users. And I'll click on the Active Users environment. And you can see we've got a few users already in the portal, but let's go ahead and add a couple people to the company maybe. In order to do that, I'm going to click on the Add a User button. That's going to open up a new page where I can start filling in their first name. We'll just call this, say, Demo, for example, User. Notice that their display name auto-populates for us. We could change that if we wanted to. Put in what they're going to be called, what their login, their UPN, their email address is going to be. In this case, we'll just call it Demo U, right, in the United States. Now, I have the ability from this page to go in and change their contact information, put in some additional details about them, their job title, their location, their things like that if I wanted to. I don't have to, it's not required, but I do have the opportunity to do so. You notice here in the password section it says it's going to auto-generate it. And what it'll do is it'll create a temporary password for that user that you can give them. And then when they first log in, they would have to change it. But I also have an option. I could actually open that up. And if I wanted to, I could create my own password and decide what the password I want to give the user instead of giving them a temporary one. Maybe we have some type of company policy where when we reset a user's password, we reset it to some word plus the last 4 digits of their social security number. And now they'll know what that is when we go out there and actually create their account. So we'll put in whatever that word is in the last 4 digits of their social security number, for example. We can still make the user change that password when they log in, but I can also uncheck that. And if I remove that checkbox, that user would be able to keep that password for whatever the password policy time frame would be with a cloud-based user in our environment. For now, we'll go ahead and leave that. Notice I have the ability to assign them some roles here. I can assign them a product license, right? So we can go ahead and give them access to a given license out there, turn on, say, an E3 license for them, for example. I could go ahead and give them everything, or if I wanted to, I could drill down in that environment. I could create the user without a product license for now if I didn't want that user to have access to anything. The user would be able to log into the portal, but they wouldn't actually have the ability to access any of the resources right now. Let's go ahead and add that user by clicking the Add button. And just like that, it's going to create a new user for me. There's the demo user, demou@aeromar.com. Right? Send the password in an email to the administrator if I wanted to. I could choose not to. Right? I could just go ahead and close it. But if you notice, if you say send the password, instead of close, it says send email and close. Right? So that would send Ethan the email saying this new user has been created. Here is their password, so you have the ability to give it to that user. And then that user would be able to log in. And there's my new user. That's creating just a single user. Sometimes you may want to do a bulk update, right? And we can actually accomplish that in the portal. If I go over here and look at the More button and I click on that, that drop-down comes, you see I have the ability to import multiple users. Now this is done by using a comma-separated value file or a CSV file. If I click on Import Multiple Users, it'll open up a new window for me. Here I have the ability to go out there and create and upload a file. Makes life a little easier for us if I know what's supposed to be in that file, right? And lucky for us, they actually give us some blank files to work with, or even a file that already has some sample data in it so I can get an idea of what's supposed to go in each one of those fields. Let me go ahead and open that up. So I'm going to download a comma-separated value file with headers and sample user information. We'll just go ahead and download that file, and I'll click the Open button here and just open it up. Now CSV files by default will open up in Exchange, right? And or in Excel, I apologize. And we have the ability to go out here and let's just spread this out a little bit so we can actually see. The top row here you don't change, right? The top row has all of the labels for all of the information we're going to import through that comma-separated value file. Notice I've got the username first and last, their display name. The username is going to have that UPN in it, right? The domain that you want them to have when they log in, in that environment. We can put in their title and their department and their email and things like that as well and fill all that out, right? Now, assuming that you created a CSV file with all the users that you wanted to in your organization, I'm not going to save that for now. I would then have the ability to upload that file. It would then go examine that file and actually create all those users for me at once. Now when I do it that way, those users aren't going to be licensed initially, and I will have to go in and assign them a license. In other videos, we'll look at being able to do that through PowerShell as well.